Hey everybody, Henry Louis Goulet here at the Messianic Studies Institute, bringing you a very exciting announcement about Term 4 at MSI beginning Monday, April 18th, along with the capstone event of the MSI Lifelong Learning Year. So let's have a look. So here we are. And we're again saying that this is term 4, the last term of the academic year. It begins on Monday, April 18th, most courses. The language courses begin on Thursday, that is April 21st. And then we'll tell you more about the capstone event of the year beginning on June 10th. So where do you find all the information you need about how to register, what courses are being offered and when and what times, etc., and even how? Are they on ground, online, video, you name it? You find it by going to the website MJSI.org. The Messianic Studies Institute is at MJSI.org. And before you scroll down to featured courses, check out the About Us, and you'll find this new graphic. What is MSI? Well, we've always said that MSI is your center for lifelong learning, biblical and messianic. And we're going to follow the points on this graphic from left to right, working downward all the way to the middle bottom point. So what should you expect to find at Messianic Studies Institute? Number one, solid food of the Word of God for you to survive and thrive. Number two, the whole Bible put back together again from Genesis to Revelation to show how it's one continuous book of books. Number three, you're going to find the fragmented gospel that is more accurately good news made whole again. Number four, you're going to find we help the fractured people of God as God intended, Jews as Jews and Gentiles as Gentiles, or nations as nations, made whole again. And finally, we have the biblical keys to knowing God and Messiah Yeshua, because John 17:3 says, "This is eternal life, that they may know you, the only true God, and the one whom you've sent, Yeshua Messiah," who is, of course, Jesus. And maybe we should emphasize here also that MSI specializes in making scholarly materials understandable to the general public, and that all learning of this nature is for living. So once you've seen the About Us and you understand what to expect at MSI, you're going to scroll down, see the featured courses, and you're going to see 3 at a time. And the first 3 here are the Day of the Lord and the Book of Ecclesiastes, in Hebrew Kohelet, and 5 great Jewish thinkers. Let's have a look at each one of these in brief. We begin with the Day of the Lord in the scriptures, dread or joy. And this is being taught by Dr. Sam Meyer, Harvard trained at the Ohio State University, who is on the faculty of MSI. And part of the course description here, just an excerpt, is when does this day begin? When does it end? Is there only one? Can this day be postponed, advanced, avoided? We will look with care at every single biblical passage where it is mentioned to answer these and other questions. Now, note that there are only 2 ways this course can be participated in, very unique for us. Number one, live on ground, face-to-face at 4950 Morse Road in Columbus, Ohio, on these 6 Monday nights. The time is in the full course description, beginning at 7:00 p.m., or live online while the on-ground is going on via a Zoom link. There's no video recording for this particular course and no way to engage it later. So this is live on ground on those 6 Mondays or live online on those 6 Mondays. Again, full information when you seek to register, and don't miss this particular course. A second course being offered at the 8:30 hour, taught by Howard Silverman, is the Book of Ecclesiastes in Hebrew Kohelet. You can make a difference in a defeated world. Let's look at the excerpt from this course description. On the surface, Ecclesiastes describes life as meaningless, frustrating attempt to find happiness in wisdom, work, riches, and life itself, which ultimately ends in death for everyone. But underneath the surface, Ecclesiastes provides a way to cope with the uncertainties of life. For the person who embraces Yeshua, that is Jesus the Messiah, Ecclesiastes provides a vital perspective on the absurdities of this world and how to respond to them. A very necessary, timely course on what the book of Ecclesiastes has for us at this hour in history. You can watch this one live. You can participate in this one live online via the Zoom link on the 6 Monday nights. Or if you can't be with us live online, you can still register and watch these videos later at your own pace. Note this difference between courses. And the third course that was in our first three is 5 Great Jewish Thinkers. And this is being offered by Elliot Clayman. And you can participate in this one live online via the Zoom link, or you can register and watch the videos later at your own pace. Those are the only 2 ways for this course. And I want you to see the 6 Mondays content for this course. So in class number 1, you get an introduction to late antiquities and the 2 surviving movements, the Rabbinic and the Messianic movement. In class 2, the focus is on Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai, the founder, so-called, of Rabbinic Judaism and his enduring legends. In class 3, we talk about Rabban Gamliel II, the patriarch and grandson of the Gamliel that we hear about or read about in the New Covenant scriptures and his influence on history. In class 4, Elliot covers Eliezer ben Hyrcanus, prominent rabbi who was banned, and perhaps because of his relationship to a disciple of Yeshua Messiah. In class 5, Elliot covers Rabbi Akiva, who reputedly dubbed Bar Kokhba as Messiah. And in class 6, we feature Judah Hanasi, the final editor of the Mishnah, which answered the question for the bulk of Jewry: how must we now live without a temple for sacrifice? So a very important course in our Great Jewish Thinkers series on 5 great initial Jewish thinkers. As you continue to explore the next 3 courses being offered in term 4, you will find Hebrew 3 on Thursday nights beginning April 21st, Intermediate Greek, a brand new course, and the Tragic Christian Support of Hitler in a mini course on May 11 and 18. So let's look at those. So Hebrew 3 with Marcy Cotting, what you do is you go to the website and you find out how that course is managed and delivered. And building on Hebrew 2, you will be introduced to the remaining 2 verb forms, the imperative and infinitive. In addition, lifelong learners will learn about numbers as well as direct object pronouns. The course covers lessons 18 through 25 and part of lesson 54 from the Kittel textbook used in the entire series. Thursday nights, Marcy Cotting, you watch some videos in advance, then you come to the live online and you have deep discussions about what you've already been exposed to. A brand new course for everyone. We're inviting everyone who has ever taken any Greek courses with the Messianic Studies Institute, Intermediate Greek. This one is live online via a Zoom link, or you can register and then watch those live online videos that were recorded online at your own pace. So 2 options for this course. Little bit of the course description here, a very clear, even easy Introduction to Exegetical Grammar and Syntax. Exegetical, drawing the meaning out of the scriptures, in which everything that was learned in Mounce's Basics of Biblical Greek is expanded, nuanced, made more useful in drawing the intended meaning out of biblical texts. The course features rich overviews of each topic of the selective chapters that we include, and an abundance of examples from the New Covenant scriptures. So be sure to purchase the textbook listed below in the required textbooks for the course that's available when you explore this course on the MSI website. And then the mini course being offered May 11th and 18th, I teach both the Greek at MSI and this mini course, is the tragic Christian support of Hitler. And I'm giving this mini description right now, a serious cautionary message about how hyper-nationalism, hyper-patriotism, and what was called Christianity blended together to support Hitler and the Third Reich. Includes a penetrating expose of the Institute for the Eradication of Jewish Influence on German religious life, which MSI is the opposite of. And of course, we'll always be saying, never forget, never again, but we're going to talk about that at the very beginning of the course with some really insightful publications that are not well known to the general public. This one's available live online via a Zoom link. If you can't participate live online, you can register and watch the videos online later at your own pace. And that brings us to the capstone event of the MSI Lifelong Learning Year, the Visiting Scholar Symposium, this year, June 10th through 12th. And I'm proud to say this one is live on ground at 4950 Morse Road, face-to-face that weekend with the scholar here in Ohio from Canada. Or you can watch it live online via Zoom while it's going on. Or thirdly, we are offering the option of registering for the symposium and watching the videos later at your own pace, at your own convenience. 3 ways to participate. And what is this year's Visiting Scholar all about? Well, we've invited Dr. Matthew Thiessen from Canada to come talk about his wonderful new book, Jesus and the Forces of Death. And the symposium title is Jesus, Destroying the Forces of Death by Contagious Holiness in the Gospels. It's Friday night, some key times on Saturday and key times on Sunday, which will be up shortly in the full course description, June 10th through 12th. And the course description in excerpt form here, I want you to follow along. And we begin by an inspired statement from Matthew Novuson's review of Matthew Thiessen's book, Jesus and the Forces of Death. If you attend this symposium, you will learn 1,000 new things. Quote, for centuries, interpreters of the Gospels have mistakenly thought that Jesus battled the Jewish ritual purity system, when in fact he battled ritual purity itself. For Jesus and the authors of the 4 Gospels, as for most ancient people, ritual impurity was a real substance. And according to the gospel accounts, Jesus, Yeshua, came to destroy it. So argues Matthew Thiessen in his brilliant book. If you read this book, you will learn 1,000 new things. That's the statement that we borrowed. Otherwise, we've shown it's his quote. And then come discover a lost key to understanding the Gospels that requires what? Changes in theology, biblical interpretation, sermons. And Thiessen says, the everyday thinking and language of many professed followers of Jesus. What we will ultimately learn is that Jesus's ministry of removing impurities suggests that his ministry is one of bringing life to those suffering from the power of death. So he is destroying the forces of death by contagious holiness, as reported in the Gospels. Don't miss this year's June 10th through 12th capstone event of the Messianic Studies Institute, its Visiting Scholar Symposium, with the 3 ways to participate I have just mentioned. Again, all of this is found by going to MJSI.org. This is Henry Louis Goulet, the Academic Dean of MSI, saying, I hope to see you live or online, or that you're otherwise busy engaging your Center for Lifelong Learning for true Messianic living.